think we are up and running. I think. Let's get this going. Sweet.
Don't say it to him.
First. Hey Gabby. Can you hear us okay? A little late getting started, but I guess better late than never. Don't need to talk so loud. Okay. So the first thing we're going to have to get started with.
She said, I hear you guys good.
It's not too loud, the music's good.
Hi Gabby, welcome.
Do what?
I'm on round.
She's on the round?
So the music's louder than we are.
Okay.
You might need to flip that mic back around.
Yeah. Alright, give me just a second. I'm going to fix that. Alright, we're going to make some adjustments here.
Herbie's here. He says he's been waiting on food.
Right. Okay. I turned the music down just a little bit and repositioned the microphone. So how's that? Better, worse?
Yeah, he said, Herbie, you late. Salmon.
Flip to the cutting board. Oh, this one.
There's the lake.
Yeah. Alright, so
Herbie said better.
salmon is going to be our lunch, and we've kind of got to start with that today because the salmon's got to go into a marinade. And I'd like for it to marinate for about an hour. So we're going to process this salmon a little bit. Forgot to grab a plate. I need one of these. Take the top off. Alright, so now that I've got a plate, I'm going to cut 4 portions of this salmon off. Kind of trim off this little bit that's kind of messed up right here. We'll have 4 portions.
Yeah, he says I'm mining, and then she said, ew, salmon.
You like salmon, huh?
I'm staying still. Herbie said, looks fishy.
Whoa! Herbie
Actually,
coming back with the
Atlantic
jokes.
salmon is not.
Yeah. It's got a
If it's
slight,
fishy, it's not good.
it's got a salty smell to it, actually.
Yeah, it smells like the sea.
So I'm going to go ahead and cut these, portion out the rest of these, and then we'll put these in the refrigerator and We can have them later. Probably just leave that thing whole like that, and that can go with that. Big round glass. Pretty salmon. And the rest of it's going to go into a glass bowl and it'll go into the Frigidator. We could mash that up and make croquettes.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that would work.
Yep.
Gabby said, salmon not for me. I like catfish.
I'm telling you, Gabby's from the south.
Yeah, Gabby, they told me you joined yesterday. I'm sorry I was so late to get on with you guys.
Let's call them cutting board down. Then bring it back over. So this is the salmon. And this is it's a whiskey glazed. It's got brown sugar, soy sauce, lime juice, grated ginger, minced garlic, and olive oil. All mixed up in here. Set that back there. And we're just going to brush on a little bit of this glaze, just so it can be soaking into the salmon while we're working on other stuff. Splattering, making a mess. And we'll flip it over to the other side. And give this side a little good brushing. Just like this. Well, that made a mess. Shouldn't make that big of a mess just brushing the blade on the salmon. And the salmon goes in the refrigerator, and it's going to marinate for probably about a little over an hour or so.
Yeah, I had a rough day at work.
Cutting board back over because we got some more stuff we're going to have to cut a little bit later on. Alright, so now we're moving on to our beef and barley soup.
Hi, Kitty.
So we're going to bring all the ingredients over and I'll show them to you.
Kitty wants salmon.
Hey baby. The cat showed up. She must have smelt the fish. Baby, if you would bring all the stuff for the soup over. Alright, this recipe, it actually calls for a chuck roast or a venison roast, but I'm using what we've got, which is ground venison. I do have a venison roast downstairs. It's just not big enough to be able to accommodate this dish. So we're going to go with the ground venison, which I've got plenty of. So I'm going to see if I can get all the stuff up here so y'all can see it.
Gabby says she got a lot of diamonds again.
Cool. We have tons and tons, and we just keep adding more and more, don't we? Alright, so, and then a can of yellow corn, but I really don't have, I guess I can say it right here. And then the broth, and a big pot over here to the side. Alright, so, we've got the barley. We've got 6 cups of beef broth. We've got 3/4 cups of red wine. There's a bay leaf. And in this bowl we got carrots, a cup and a half of sliced carrots, a cup of celery stalks sliced, and 1 large purple onion, red onion, chopped up. Then we've got 3 pounds of ground venison. We've got some olive oil right back over here. We've got 4 minced garlic cloves, and our seasonings back over there to go with our bay leaf is 1 tablespoon of oregano, a half a teaspoon of thyme, salt, pepper, and then of course 1 can of drained corn. You can also add tomatoes into this. We don't put tomatoes in things because of our daughter's allergy. So, but you can put tomatoes in this. Traditionally, a soup or a stew like this would have tomatoes in it. Did I get everything? Oh, the parsley, and then parsley at the end. So, in our pot, we're going to fire the heat up on this bad boy. And I know the pot might look like it's had something in it, and that's because it has, because I did the broth in it earlier this morning. But there was no reason to wash it because the broth is going to be in the soup anyways. So, what am I doing? Oil.
I'm sorry.
Going in with a couple tablespoons of oil. Letting the pan heat up. Gabby, have you taken a minute and looked at the storage system over there and seen how much stuff we've got as far as diamonds and gold and iron and all that?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's crazy how much resources you get your hands onto whenever you're mining, like we're mining. Basically just strip mining the crap out of it.
So I keep my eyes on it every time.
Right. Probably should have heated this pan up earlier, huh? I do this every time. One day I'll learn how to cook.
Oh my god. Wow.
And then we got a taster spoon. You gotta have a taster spoon.
Taste everything.
That's right. Take the bay leaf out for now, because it's going to go in at a particular time. Cool. Alright, oil's heated up. Just about. See if we get some sizzle. Yeah, that one time it was pretty loud.
What? You know how to cook.
So basically just going to brown the meat off. Venison's really lean, so it looks like I might have to add a little more oil to this. Alright. Okay, there we go. Probably can't see down in there real well with the steam coming up, but you know there's something in there cooking, right? Alright, let that go for a minute and let the meat brown up. The tallow? No, I don't think so. No. Yeah, no. I don't need it. It's not sticking now. Because I'd mixed some in with the venison, so it's starting to draw. It's starting to come out now.
She said she's watching Married in Minecraft on YouTube too.
Goodness gracious, you got a lot going on, don't you? Watching this stream, watching Married in Minecraft on YouTube, playing on the Realm. Goodness. Multitasking. Yeah, in the meat, is salt and pepper is the only thing that I put in the meat whenever I was processing it this morning. And then we've got our other seasonings that we're going to be putting into the dish. Probably have to make some adjustments. First time I've made a beef and barley soup, so the recipe is new to me. And we'll make adjustments and then I'll retype it, so we'll know what it's supposed to be next time round.
She said she has you on the iPad and the Realm on her phone.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. She plays Minecraft on her phone, on an iPhone, with a controller.
That's a lot of patience.
She's good at it. That's what I was telling her last night. I've tried to play on my phone. No. Maybe with a controller, I could probably do it. Where the phone is just the screen, where I don't have to use the controls that's on the screen, because those are not good at all.
Then you can see the item thing. There's no way. I'm good. We're too old for that.
We are too old for that.
You gotta have big old screen, big words.
That's right.
Watch it in advance, hurry.
Yeah.
I know the old jokes are coming out.
So if you were doing this with a roast of any kind, you would trim the fat off the roast. You would cut it into 1-inch slices, and then cut the 1-inch slices into cubes, about 1-inch cubes, and then you put them in the bottom of the pan and you brown them on all sides. So that's basically what we're doing with the ground meat, is we're just browning it up. I can't see.
She wants to know where to put the moss.
The moss goes, you can either put it in the Moss Cockpit farm. There's one of those controllers that's over there. You can click on it, or you can just throw it away, because we have a ton of it. Alright, so once the meat gets browned up like that right there, I'm going to take it off and put it back into the bowl that my wife washed. Because the next thing we got to do is our vegetables. Got the meat out. I'm going to add in a little bit of olive oil. This is going to sizzle, so headphones, if you're wearing headphones, this might be a little loud. Oh, never mind.
I don't know what the heck that is.
That day was crazy. think that was the day that I did heat the pan up in advance.
Can't cook anymore.
Okay. Well, just throw it on the ground. It'll despawn. So we're just going to saute the vegetables a little bit. This is where we're going to throw in our seasonings that we've got. This is the oregano, the thyme, the salt, and pepper. Using this little dish right here. I'm going to let these saute for 4 or 5 minutes. Soften up just a little bit, not a whole lot. Don't like mushy vegetables. Mushy vegetables are bad. You know what this is missing? A little bit of flour to thicken the broth up a little bit. Oops. Turn the heat back up. Get this going. So I'm already making an adjustment to the recipe. If you don't add some sort of a thickening agent into this, it's going to be a really, really loose soup, which none of us really like. So I'm going to add in a little bit of flour to this here in a minute and cook it in. So whenever I add the broth, it'll make a little bit of a sauce. It'll thicken the broth up, so it's more of a, comes out more like a little bit of a stew that has that nice gravy on it. That's basically what we're making, is the gravy. The gravy. Tastes good. Yeah, you got to be careful with those trash cans. If you put something in there by mistake, you got to get it out before you close the screen, because if you close the screen, it's gone. All right. Vegetables are looking nice. Just trying to soften them up just a little bit, open up the flavors in there. Don't want them crunchy, but don't want them mushy. Drink a little bit of coffee. Delicious. With a little tiny saucepan. So while that's going on, we're going to get some other stuff prepared. No, yeah. So in this little baby pan right here, the marinade that we made for the salmon, we're going to turn this into a glaze. Whoops. So we're going to put it in this saucepan. We're going to put it back here in the back on a low heat I'm going to slowly start to warm that up. You don't want to do it too fast because there's brown sugar in there. And if you try to do it too fast, the sugar will more than likely burn to the bottom of the pan.
Yeah.
And that would be nasty. Very nasty. Alright. Vegetables are getting tender. Try out a carrot. Oh yeah. So now we're going to go in with some flour. Like I said, this is going to be help make our thickening agent. We're just going to stir this into the vegetables. And let this cook for a couple more minutes just to kind of get that floury. I don't know. Floury. Go ahead and throw in our garlic. And our corn. Get them stirred in. It's a colorful dish, that's for sure. Just imagine.
Because what do? You eat with your eyes first.
That's right. This would be really good with tomato.
So you can put you some in it on the side.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll open that can of tomatoes and
Just have it where you can put it in and warm it.
Yeah.
On the fly.
Yeah.
That way everybody's happy.
That's right. Alright, so see now it's getting a little bit sticky. Flour is sticking to the bottom of the pan, which as soon as we put liquid in there, that'll come up off the bottom. So we go in with our red wine. Alcohol burn off. We just want the flavor from the wine to get into the sauce and into the dish. Oh, that smells delicious.
Do you want to put this in a little pan on the side to warm it up?
No, we're not eating this today. We can just go in storage in there. Oh, look at that. Can y'all see that gravy in there? That sauce starting to come together. And the smell is redonkulous. Alright, now we're going in with the beef broth. Six cups of beef broth. Let that cook up real good. That's going to come up to a little bit of a boil. I'll toss in the bay leaf right now. This is going to be interesting because once I get done with this, the salmon and stuff is not going to take that long. We might have outdone ourselves this morning.
You still got some onions to cut and some.
Yeah, I got a few little prep things left to go. Alright, then we're going back in with our meat. Probably could have done this in the smaller pot. There we go. Once all that gets in there, let that heat up and it'll start to thicken up.
Let's make a guacamole.
Yeah, we could make the guacamole again. Yeah, we had a big old long discussion about guacamole on Discord the other day.
Really?
Yeah, different things that people put in it, and it was interesting. But some of the basis is pretty much the same: garlic, onion, avocados, of course, lime juice, jalapenos, and then green chilies. Some did, some didn't. Tomatoes, some did, some didn't. Hey, this looks pretty good. So the only thing that's left to go in here is the barley. I need the heat to come up a little bit on it. And then once it's just starts to boil, we'll cut the heat all the way down to low, dump the barley in, and let it simmer for, I don't know, 30 minutes, I think, about a half hour. And then the barley should be cooked. And that's where we're going to run into some issues. Because what we're having for lunch, the salmon, the lemon risotto, and the broccoli and mushrooms pretty much all have to be done about the same time. Cooked and finished all about the same time. So that's going to be interesting. Fortunately, the salmon will be going in the oven for a few minutes, so that'll clear up a little bit of room on the range top. Where's the lid? There's the lid. Cover that bad boy up, center it up. And as soon as it warms up, we'll hit it with our, oh wait a minute, we can hit it with our texture spoon right quick. See where we're at. Give it a taste, just the broth. Okay. I didn't expect that. I thought we would have to add a lot more seasoning to this, but here. Gonna get the official taster in here.
Oh wow. That's delicious.
That turned out really good.
Wow.
Now once the barley gets done cooking, we might have to add a little more salt and pepper. But I can't think of... Yeah, I really thought there wouldn't be enough oregano or thyme in it, but it really comes through. And that one little old bay leaf running around in there. So, yeah, I'm really going to be fighting for time here.
It's time to get in your step ready for the guacamole.
Putting on some trash. How is everyone? I'm good, very sleepy. Did you not get enough sleep? You just having so much fun on the realm last night, you got back on after we got off, didn't you? Uh-huh. Sounds like there was one time on a Saturday night where Herbie and I got wrapped up in a project and stayed up till almost 4 o'clock in the morning working on a slime farm. We got it finished. Worked like a champ. But we haven't done that again because that was just a bad idea. No, I didn't. You didn't get. Okay. Okay. All right. So now we're going in with the barley. And we're going to Stir that in. Yeah, we're probably going to have to add a little more broth to this because I think this barley is going to soak up a lot of this that's already in here. But we'll see. So once the barley gets in there, like that, make sure none of it's sticking to the side. It's got to be down in the liquid so it can absorb the liquid. Then we put the lid on her, turn the heat down to a simmer, and we're going to set a timer for half an hour, and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, take a little sip of coffee. Now what am I making now? Let's see, we got some asparagus that we got to prep. So we'll bring the asparagus over and do a little prep work. The asparagus is going to be going in the lemon risotto. It's more of a textural thing than a flavor thing. And we're going to cut these in half. Flip over to the cutting board right quick. So we're just going to cut these in little pieces, and we'll start by cutting them in half because we're just heating them up a little bit in the risotto. So we're not trying to cook them through. If you've got real skinny asparagus, that would work ideally if you could leave them whole. But they didn't have that at the grocery store for us this week. So I want to cut these in half and then put a little slice on them. Give me a little bowl to put these in. I can use my vegetable bowl. I have my carrots, my onions, and my celery in it. Don't gotta worry about contaminating anything. And that'll help us get prepared for lunch. Whoops. I might just leave these whole because they're not that thick. If any of them are real thick, I'll cut them in half. But
they were those super skinny ones that we were getting.
yeah. Lemon risotto is kind of just because we're having fish, and lemon goes really well with fish. That's why we decided on a lemon risotto. And then I was looking for something that could have a little bit of texture to it to go with the risotto that would be good, that we like. And we all like asparagus. Asparagus is really good for you. So why not go with some asparagus? That's too much. And I can probably use about half of this for today, and then I'll have some left over so I can make some more risotto later on in the week. What else do I got to cut up over there, babe?
Green onions.
Green onions for garnish. A little bit of taste.
You could go ahead and do all the jalapenos.
So a little bit of green onion that we're going to use for garnish, just to make it look pretty.
Slivers.
Sliver it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Small.
Ones.
Long and skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get my cutting instructions from the taster. She wants long and skinny cuts. She just likes the way that looks. It does look pretty good, I guess. Plus you get more of a flavor, because I'm the flavor. Got a little flavor. Yeah, well. Alright, cut that up. There we
You
go.
did that on your tombstone.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to have a tombstone, remember?
Oh, it was right.
A little bit of, let's see, what can I use? Got a little baby dish. It's a little baby dish. It's so cute. It's so cute.
Oh my god.
Put it in the little baby dish. Alright. That's cut. Next. Next we got some mushrooms, because it's going to be broccoli and mushrooms. These are, I'm going to leave them kind of chunky. So I'm probably just going to quarter them. Yeah. It's a good size, don't you think?
Yeah.
And they can go back in the pot that they came out of. And whatever's left over of these, we can probably throw the mushrooms into the stew, just so they don't go to waste. Or, we got plenty of eggs. I could make another mushroom and spinach frittata.
Yep.
Don't like to see food go to waste. At all. I like to eat it, not throw it away. You know what I mean? Right? So through the week, Gabby, sometimes we might show up on a Wednesday or a Friday or something and do a stream. But you'll get the notification if we do that. Do that. Huh? We're so childish. How much broccoli do you think that means? About 50-50. It's about 50-50, don't you think?
Put this in there.
Yeah. And then I'll take that for the rest of the mushroom. So we're doing about 50-50 on the mushrooms and the broccoli. Yeah, that seems about right.
How many do you want for this?
At least, how many pounds? 6, probably 2. So the rest of the mushrooms will go in here. One of those things, I know that's too tall to put a lid on, and it's because you don't want to put lids on mushrooms. They will go bad real quick. So you leave them loose like that so cold air can get in there and circulate around inside and keep them cool.
Cat.
So, the cat beanie?
Yep. So they're just gonna wear it.
That's fine. Thanks,
Got a
cat.
migraine. Oh no.
Oh no. Drink plenty of water. Or plenty of whiskey.
Knock it out right now.
Right. Alright, so I've got to have something to fill up some time with. So I'm going to make some guacamole. Just like I did last week.
Yeah. That's the same as guacamole.
Right.
One and one, right?
Yeah, one corn, yeah. Yeah. Just gotta get my bowl out. I don't think I have a non-noisy bowl.
That's okay, I can make it non-noisy in here. Okay.
Alright, never mind, we found a non-noisy bowl. Gotta use the can opener. I don't know how loud this is gonna be. Did so much of the prep work this morning that
It was shock from last week because that was overkill on the cutting it last week with a one ball. So this week we were like, no, we're not doing that.
right.
Yeah.
No there. Alright, so this is somewhat of a
She needs the link. Oh, Gabby says she needs the link to the Divergent Discord.
oh. Just rinsing the black beans off because we put black beans and corn. And onion. In the guacamole. Make it taste delicious. The onion cut. Try not to get any of this onion hull in there.
Yeah, no onion hole. Yeah, it's got.
That would be bad. Good. Towel. Like cut more down, get that onion hull off of there.
What? Is it not too small?
It might be too small. That's gonna fill up quick.
You want this one?
Yeah, that one would be better. Alright. So we're just going to kind of roll through this. Try to get this done by the top of the hour. And then we'll have, the soup should be just about ready at that point. And then we'll start preparing for the salmon and risotto and the broccoli and that thing. Broccoli and mushrooms
Bang.
thing. Taster.
Yeah.
So we got the corn, we got the onions, we got the black beans, all in there. That we're gonna have to go into a bigger bowl. Thank you. So we're going from this bowl, because I still got 6 avocados that's got to go in there, to this bowl, which makes more sense.
Right?
Rainy. I need.
These are all little, so I brought them all.
That'll work. So now we got the jalapenos. Gonna need garlic.
Minced right.
Yes, ma'am.
How much?
Probably 3 tablespoons, maybe 4.
All of this.
All of that. Okay. So with jalapenos, of course, this is where your heat comes from. So you can make it hotter or more mild, depending on your flavor profile, by removing the seeds. We don't mind a little bit of heat, but we don't want this much heat, because then it's just hot and you're too worried about trying to keep your mouth cooled off and not worried about how it tastes. So I'm going to take the seeds out of most of these and probably leave in 2 of them. So it's tedious, but it'll be okay. It looks like our soup is starting to boil, which we don't want that. Oh, we're good. It's good. Just a little bit of a bubble, not a boil. Just a simmer. Which is what we do want. Yeah, I've made the mistake once of cutting jalapenos and scratching my eyelid. Yeah, that was a bad idea.
You can do that again.
So
Me cringe to think about it.
had to spend about a half an hour washing my eye out. Alright, so once you get all that done, then we're going to thin slice these and then mince them a little bit. Guacamole came about because our daughter was like, I want some more guacamole. So
What does Daddy do?
I make guacamole. We'll need that thin edge spoon to get the avocado out. I think I used it earlier for something that I needed a thin edge for. I'll just use the toaster spoon, baby. So, mince up the jalapeno. Not super fine, but kind of fine. So it mixes in well, you don't get just a big bite of pepper. If we had some green chilies, I'd probably throw in a can of green chilies. But we used all those up in the enchiladas we had a couple weeks back. That video has been uploaded to my YouTube channel. If anybody's interested in that. YouTube channel is the same name as this. Enochius. So all of this fantastic cooking can be saved for posterity. Yep. Whoa. They're jumping on me.
No, you need to let this. No, they're going straight in.
Yeah, they're going straight in. Beautiful. Fine little mince. And then we get to go ahead and cut these limes in half and get them out of the way. Use these just in time. They're about to get dry.
Yeah, no. It was like poor little guys. Got 2 more left.
Okay. Plus we got that half right there. Well, I might use that to squeeze over the something. Something that had lime in it. What was it? The salmon. So I have lemon risotto on the bottom and that lime whiskey. Yeah, I'm liking that. Avocados, go roundy, twist, pop the seed. Come here, buddy. Pinch the seed off.
Oh.
Then we move
And
on.
it jumps back at you.
Twist, pop the seed in the trash. Twist, pop the seed in the trash.
Woo!
Got a
There's song
pattern.
in there.
Got a pattern going. Well, these are just perfect too.
Yep.
Still got a little bit of body left on them, so they're not going to be all mushy. So when you're doing this, you're just barely touching the skin underneath. So you get these little squares of avocado that come out. Our guacamole is chunky. Some people like it creamy and smooth. But since we started putting the corn and the big pieces of onion and the black beans, then you could just grill up some chicken breast. Throw this on a bed of lettuce. Get a scoop of this, sliced up chicken breast or chunked up chicken breast. Delicious.
Matter of fact, that's what she uses this a lot of times just for the dressing. You know, and put dressing on it. She just mixes the guacamole in
Yeah.
on a salad.
It's good.
Yep. Herbie says he's taken some screenshots of how to use Streamlabs from the phone. I'll send the screenshots your way soon.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've got it there. I think I need to get it set up on the tablet instead of on my phone, because we run the stream through the
tablet. Yeah.
We run the stream through the tablet, and the program that we use to run the stream through with the dual cameras is made by the same company that makes Streamlabs. So they should be compatible with each other. We'll find out. Avocado. Pop goes the weasel.
Yeah. We can't let them avocados go to waste.
No, these dudes are expensive. I think we went a little bit beyond our normal cutoff limit for avocados. But they're good. Yeah, these wouldn't have made it another couple days. There's no way. They would have started to get black and nasty.
Yeah. I didn't look and see where they got those from. They might be from somewhere else. I don't think that said Haas on it.
They're avocados from Mexico. Yeah, they're not Haas. Alright. They're gorgeous. Once we get done slicing these,
It did good taking out some time.
yeah, a little bit of a time burner. Let's see. Pull this up here, that you can see that a little bit. Boom. Put that right there. So you did the cutting and the slicing and all that good stuff. So whenever you put your spoon in there, pop it out, you get these little chunks of avocado from Mexico. Because I used to peel the meat out, put it on the cutting board, and then chop it up. And I was like, no. Then I saw somebody do it like this, and I'm like, they're a genius. They know what they're doing.
Katz is only 3 followers away from affiliate.
Right? Telling you.
And Herbie says later today I'm going to test my stream and see if everything will work on my PC.
I hope so. Get you back to streaming Minecraft again. Get in the bowl. That one's putting up a fight.
Well, that's cool, that angle. You see the little cubes coming up there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That's neat looking.
Well, that one just jumped out.
Let it be free.
Reaching over. Pop that out.
I think we can make guacamole in our sleep. What you think?
Yeah, probably. Wash my hand right quick. Try to be quiet with that. A little bit of garlic. I say a little bit. 4 cloves of garlic. Get all that goodness out of there.
I'm sorry. I'll get that metal spoon away from him.
No.
Yes.
And then you drop that. See what happens?
It didn't break. It didn't break.
So then we're going in with some lemon juice. These are really small, or lemon. We're going in with some lime juice.
They're little baby ones. You need another one?
These are little small limes. Well, we'll taste it and then we'll go from there. There's 3 of them here. Probably has the juice of one good size one.
The soup needs to be checked.
It's still souping.
Still soup.
Go with that. Seems like a lot of lemon juice, or lime, Jesus. Seems like a lot of lime juice, but these are, I don't know if y'all can really see how small these things are. They're real tiny.
Well, see, you keep saying lemon because we're doing lemon risotto, so
Right.
you know, guacamole was not on the plan, you know.
Alright, then we're going to give that a mix. Get a spatula. Ouch. See all them vibrant colors in there. Again, you got all this that I put in there, and then you could add tomatoes and green chilies, and you can add whatever you want, really. But it's a good, whenever you stir it, some of the avocado breaks down a little bit. Put chili in there, chili powder, cumin.
You need that?
No, I don't put it. I don't put it in there anymore. I stopped. Gotta add this big old bunch of cilantro in. I gotta run a knife through that, huh? And we got our cilantro. The easiest way to do this is bunch it up all together into a ball, and then just run your knife through it. Just trying to chop it up a little bit so you don't have big old leaves in it that get stuck in your teeth. Just keep gathering it up, running your knife, and gathering it up, and running your knife. And take your time so you don't cut yourself. Right?
Right.
Then you turn it sideways and you run it across this way. And you've got chopped up cilantro.
Chopped up yumminess.
Yep. So bring our bowl back over, grab our cilantro, toss it in. Eee. Scrape it off the cutting board. Put that in there. Did I get you? And we're going to wipe up some of these green flecks that went every which way.
It smells fresh and herby.
Yep. And just going to wipe the cutting board down right quick. Do I have anything else I need to cut?
I don't think so. I think we got it all in.
Wipe that down. Bring this back. Salt. Salt. I'm gonna hold on to the salt just in case I need some more. A little bit of pepper, maybe a little more. We're gonna give this a stir, a mixer-upper. And then all we need is some tortilla chips.
Yep.
Okay. We have the official taster sign off on it before we put it in the Frigimitator. A little bit of everything. It's a little too much.
Really?
What? Don't look at me like that.
Maybe a little bit more lime and a little bit more salt.
A little lime, really?
I don't taste very much lime. I taste a lot of the jalapeno daiquiri flavor.
Oh yeah, they do. Really good flavor. Yeah, it needs a little more acid.
Did you get that lime?
I didn't. So I'm going in with a little more salt. And a little more lime juice.
Yeah, I know. He's about
done. Well, he's fixing to be done.
At least he wasn't wasted now.
That's right. We didn't throw it away. We used it. That's what matters.
Oh. But then I have to get one more.
Probably go ahead because this guy did not have. There probably wasn't a tablespoon in lime juice in the whole thing.
But on the left side. Left side.
And we'll check our soup. He's about right. Well, actually, he was kind of juicy. Joycy.
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 Woo!
Went everywhere. Alright. Now I think we might be talking finished product. Get the taster spoon, official taster.
That's it.
Tell me more, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Done with the guacamole. Salt and pepper, I might need that whenever I start cooking the fish. Onion, knife is done. Wash the knife off. Put it away. Fish spoon stays. Cut the board. Okay. Get the counter a little wiped down. Clean as you go, people. Clean as you go. At least this week we haven't dirtied every dish in the house like we did last week. God,
4 loads.
yeah, there was 4 loads of dishes last week. It was crazy. Alright, back over to the pot. See what the barley looks like. Oh my. That looks good. So the barley's plumped up, absorbed some of the liquid, just like it's supposed to. just like a grain does. So like everything else, we'll give this a taste, see if we need to adjust our seasonings at all. We've got to add the parsley in as the last thing. I got to check the grain of barley. See if it's done. One little grain of barley. Yep. Then I'll get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of the other. Let the official taster into it. A little corn, a little celery, a little meat, a little garlic, a little barley. Beautiful. Got to cool it off real good.
Wow.
Is that good? Salt, pepper. Salt and pepper.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Now I get to come in and have me a little taste. Once I'm told what to do, I want to taste it too. Yeah, it does need a little salt and pepper. But everything else tastes really good. Alright, a little salt. A little pepper. What's a Worcestershire sauce would be good in this? I'm going to throw in the parsley. And we should be calling this dude done. Stir that. Never mind. Alright, so gotta find the bay leaf. There it is. I'm going to take that dude out here in just a second. So there's the soup. Taster spoon. Pass that one up to you. And then I'll get me this one. Whoop. We'll just set that dude right there for mine.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So I'm going to take the bay leaf out because you don't want to eat that. Stuck in my finger. You could eat it. It just wouldn't be a very good time. So turn the heat off, put the lid on it. Everybody say goodbye to the soup of the week. And it goes to the fridge. Alright, bringing the salmon back out.
I've had it before.
It's been marinating. We gotta stir this little baby pot back here, see what she's looking like. That's our glaze. Mix that around. We're gonna bump the heat up on that a little. Well, the heat wasn't even on. Dadgummit.
It's this one we need to bump it up.
I thought he had it on low heat. Evidently had it on no heat. interesting. Because we've got to have a pan for the risotto, a pan for the salmon, and a pan for the broccoli and mushroom. And they all got to be pretty good sized pans. So we'll put that one there.
It needs to go back over there. It'll be okay there?
No, you can put it up.
No.
Oh. Well, for now it needs to go up. Okay. So, see, the salmon is going to end up in the oven. So I can do the salmon in here, and it can go in the oven to finish off. And then I'll have the risotto and the beef, the broccoli and mushroom here. Let's just see something on there. So we'll do the salmon in stainless steel, risotto in one of these, and broccoli and mushroom in another one that looks just like that. Sorry, talking out loud. That's what I'm thinking in my head. So we're going to turn the oven on so it'll be preheating. We're going to put the heat on right here. Nothing extraordinary, just low heat. Need another pot. Going to be for my risotto. Put you over there. I'm going to heat up our broth for our risotto in this pot right here. And this is just chicken broth that we make here at the house. Let that warm up. That's starting to go. Then I'm gonna need I didn't put the wine on here.
How much?
Half a cup. Gotta add that to this one. I forgot one of the ingredients in the risotto. I'm a bad cook. So we'll turn this one on. Start getting it heated up.
That probably meant somebody interrupted you when you were talking.
It could be. We're just going to set this one on here so it can be heating up with that one. Yeah, things get pretty interesting when you get to this stage. We're going to put our ladle in here because we're going to need a ladle to ladle broth into that. That's going to be used to glaze the chicken, salmon, this stuff. So the salmon's been marinating. Really doesn't look all that different. It's just absorbed some of the flavors from the marinade, of course. Kind of what it's supposed to do. And we're going to get all the ingredients set up over here for the risotto. Okay. So for the risotto, I gotta cut that one in half, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. We've got all the ingredients laid out over here. Oh, I gotta zest this bad boy. And then cut it. That'll work. So we've already got the chicken broth back there. We've got a little bit of butter. We've got minced shallots, or in this case it's a sweet onion. We've got 4 cloves of garlic. We've got 1 cup of arborio rice, which is used to make risotto. We've got a lemon, which I'm going to use the zest on the lemon, and I'm going to use some of the juice out of the lemon. And then we've got the asparagus, which I chopped up earlier. We've got Parmigiano Reggiano, about 1/3 of a cup to a 1/2 a cup. And then we have a 1/2 a cup of white wine. So, all in all, risotto takes about 20 minutes, give or take 20-25 minutes. And it's a constant process. You're constantly adding broth and stirring and letting it absorb and moving on to the next thing. And then at the same time, we're going to have the salmon going on over here. I don't know why I did that, but whatever. So, let's get everything ready. Where is my
Steak.
Where's the spatula? The metal one. Never mind. Well, I kind of need it. I bet you it's in there. We'll definitely make sandwiches. Okay. So in both of these pans, one for the salmon, we need a little bit of butter in there. We need a little bit of butter in here for the risotto. Maybe a little more in there. The salmon's going to start out up here on the range top, and then it's going to end up in the oven to finish off. So we got that. Bring the heat down on this just a little bit.
Kirby's is still here, just lurking.
No worries. That's what, on these types of streams, that's what you end up with mostly is lurkers, which is fine. There's not a lot of heavy action going on. So I'm throwing in the minced onion. We're just going to cook these till they're translucent, just kind of try to keep maybe a little bit of color on them. Most of the time you don't want a lot of color, but you just want the flavor out of the onion to get into the butter, and which will end up in the broth. Because we're just trying to season the pan, basically getting it ready to accept the rice, which is going to absorb all these flavors as we're cooking. Alright, so once the...
Cats is still here.
Hey, kitty cat! Yeah, it's Roto. If anybody out there watches MasterChef or any of those types of shows, we've been watching MasterChef Australia, and of course we watched all of the MasterChefs that were in America, and then I think there's a MasterChef in the UK, which we'll probably watch that one next. Risotto just seems to be the bane of everybody's existence. So,
And scallops.
yeah, that's true. That and scallops. Let me smash that over here. I'm gonna hit this with just a little bit of salt just to get it, pull out some of the flavors, not a lot. And just a very small bit of pepper. This is where things are going to get interesting.
Cat says, fun fact, Gordon Ramsay follows me on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome. Alright, so we're adding in the garlic, and we're just want the garlic to kind of bloom out a little bit. 20-30 seconds. We're not trying to cook it down. I just want the flavors to start coming out of the garlic, because the next thing that goes in is the rice. And we're going to toast the rice up in this. Might need to add a little more butter. I think that's what makes risotto so good, is butter, cheese. In our case, it's going to have a little bit of lemon hint to it.
Cat says, my husband's great uncle used to work with him.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
Back in the day, as they say. Alright, so now our butter for our salmon, I don't know if y'all can see the color on that, it's just starting to get brown. So I'm going to cut the heat way down on it. And then we're going to go in with our salmon fillets. These are skinless. I've tried doing the whole crispy skin thing. Not a big fan. I think it's just too much. I mean, if it's fried, that's one thing, but to get crispy skin on something in a skillet, I don't understand it.
Cat says back when he did football.
Oh,
Wow.
before he got hurt. Alright, so we're going to put all that juice in there. Yeah.
We're gonna need more butter, right?
I don't think so. No.
Not for that, for the whole batter.
Alright, so we're going to let them sit there for a second and chill out. Back here. Mix this up. We're going to go in with our risotto. Going in with the rice. And we just want to get all the kernels of rice as best we can, coated with the butter, garlic, and the onion. So I had to add a little bit more butter. The pan was getting a little dry. At the same time, we're eyeballing the salmon over here. Get my towel. And our glaze is boiling, which it's not supposed to. Alright, and I'm going to put this on a thin layer all the way around as best I can. And we're going to let that toast up a little bit. This just adds a little bit of nutty flavor into the risotto by toasting it like this. And you can do this with your regular rices as well. Before you cook them, you can toast them. Adds a little bit of extra depth of flavor. Get all that off the spatula. Back into the dish. Let that bad boy sit there for a second. A little more butter here and there. Can't hurt, right? There we go. Go back to our salmon. Where'd my spoon go? There we go. That's our glaze. For the salmon. It's going to get a little dollop of butter in it. Just kind of helps smooth everything out. Now back to the risotto. Move it around again. Salmon's starting to get a little color on it. Beautiful. And magically my butter dish got more butter in it.
Bam.
Splutter. Leave that there for just a second. Let's tend our fish. Just a little color on there. Beautiful. That one's going to break on us right there, man. Bad boy. Bad fish. Bad.
It'll still be edible.
Oh, he's still going to get 8. Ain't no doubt
It just
about it.
won't make the picture.
All right. So our fish. Line these dudes up. Now we got it flipped over. We're going to take our spoon and our glaze. And shut the heat off on it. Spoon on some of our glaze. Actually, probably all of our glaze. And I'm making sure that I get ginger and garlic over the top of it, so whenever it cooks, the ginger and the garlic will caramelize a little bit on the top. And then the extra, just pour it in the sides, on the bottom. And then this is going to go in the oven at 350. And that's only going to be in there for about 8 minutes, because that's not going to take long. And there we go. Now we're getting a little toast on our arborio rice. The first thing we go in with as far as liquids is going to be a half a cup of Riesling white wine. I use Riesling because it's got it's a sweeter white wine. It just adds a really good note to the fruity note to the rice or to the risotto. So we're going to stir that and let that cook into the rice. Let the rice absorb it completely before we move on to the adding in more. And while that's going, I'm going to get the lemon ready. I'm just going to put a little bit of lemon zest at this stage, not all of what I want. I'm going to end up using the zest off of this entire lemon, but I'm just going to add in a little bit every now and then as we're going through, because I really want this to be lemony to go with the fish. And as you can see, the liquid is getting absorbed by the rice. I'm going to take a ladle. You always want to warm up your broth, your stock that you're using. You don't want it boiling, you just want it warm. So then you go in with a ladle of broth or stock. You work that in. Risotto is definitely a labor of love.
Oh, but it's so good.
But for y'all that have had it or have made it before, creamy, Ours is slightly sweet because of the wine that we use. Cheesy, and in this case it's going to be lemony. A little bit of asparagus just for some textural differences. Plus it'll go with the fish real well. So once you get that worked around, just let that sit and let it absorb the moisture that you just added to it. And then it's all about wash, rinse, and repeat. Just add more broth, mix it in, let it absorb, do it again. And this pan is going to be for the broccoli and the mushrooms. Looking good. Nice and creamy. Another ladle of stock. I'm doing this on a medium heat. Just taking my time. If you rush it, your rice grains will burst, and you'll end up with this slog, I guess is the best way to describe it. You end up with a kind of like an oatmeal type texture. How do I know that? Because I've done it. I was like, you got to be able to do this faster than 20 minutes. So yeah, there's a reason it takes 20 minutes to cook this, if you want it done right. Alright, let that sit. Salmon, salmon's going to go over there and rest. Just stop fiddling with it. Go ahead and put a little more lemon zest in here at this point. It's already smelling pretty good.
Yeah, it smells wonderful.
So I've got about 2/3 of the zest in there. That go for a minute and absorb more of that liquid. Have a drink of coffee. Yeah, back to the risotto. See, I'm not really sure how you can make this exciting content, but hopefully it's educational. Alright, so liquid starts getting a little thick. That's about where you want to start looking at adding the next ladleful. Mix that in.
This was exciting. He's laughing.
Isn't it? Well, if you were here to eat it, you would be excited.
Yes.
See, this is where it'll be nice for the people that watch it back on on Twitch or watch it back on YouTube, where that 2x speed comes in handy. Because then they can say, I watched a guy cook a risotto in 12 minutes or 10 minutes. Alrighty. And there's our timer for our salmon. Hot mitt. Just like our daughter found out the other day, the handle gets hot. Oh, yeah, boy. Alright, so that's the salmon. See how the ginger and the garlic kind of browned up real good? And then we're just going to set this over here to the side.
Herbie says he's more excited about pancakes.
Right.
Even the pancakes.
Later, can you just try not to wash them. Alright, so she's going to ladle some of that marinade over the top of that fish, baste it in there real good, and I'll get back to the rice, darike. Now this pan over here, I've got it on a low heat, just going to start warming the pan up, because it's going to be a quick mushroom, broccoli, salt, crushed red pepper flake, just toss it around, almost like a stir fry, just a quick cook.
You do it like a commercial?
No. Because we just want those to still have some texture to them. Don't want them to wilt down a whole lot. Okay. Make sure all the rice kernels stay in the pan. They won't cook outside the pan. Going in with our next ladle. And that one, I'm about halfway through the liquid. So I'm going to let this one just kind of sit there for a second. I'm not going to touch it too much. Finish putting the rest of the lime zest in. Oh, I think I just grated my finger a little bit.
No more of that this way.
Okay. So once you get all that zest off of there, there's a little bit here and there. Be thorough. A lot of flavor in that zest.
This salmon is so tender.
Right. Alright, then we got all that zest on the back right there. Get that off of there. That's it for our zester.
Yeah, that.
Give it a taste test, see where we're at. There we go. Now we're going to stir the zest in real good.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, I need a little bowl and the stuff for that stuff right there. Yeah. There's a sauce a dill and caper sauce that we put over the top of the salmon, and I just about forgot about it. have to have my official taster start putting that together and just kind of show you what goes in it. There's nothing to cook. It's just a bunch of raw ingredients that you mix together. Raven, don't go in there. Raven. Sorry about that. Kitty cat's trying to go inside the cupboard.
Cat interference. No, you cannot go in there.
Beautiful. Alright, so our lemon. Cut the lemon in half. Alright, so in the sauce, this is 1 cup of Greek yogurt. Yep. A lemon, which we'll use the zest of about half of it and the juice of half of it. This is, right here is capers. This is capers, so it's 1 ounce of capers and then 4 tablespoons of fresh dill, minced up. And then salt and pepper to taste. So she's just going to dump that into a bowl and mix it all together. And we're looking about time to pour in some more broth on the risotto. So we get another ladle full of broth. And what do we do with another ladle full of broth?
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. It's getting lows. Almost where I can't get a full ladle. And we work it. Probably bring the heat up just a touch on this. Not much. So now I am about a medium, a good strong medium, 5 out of 10 on the dial. Smooth that back out, let it absorb the moisture. Zesters over there. Half of it. I mean, we might add more, but start out with half. Looking good in the neighborhood. Gotta get my taster spoon and get ready. I know it's gonna need salt.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. Looking good. So now it's getting towards the last few ladles of broth. It seems to take longer and longer to absorb it because the kernels are getting plump and filled out, and well, that could go bad quick. It's okay because we got this. And then juice from half that lemon, or if each one of these is. Waste not, want not, right? What I do with the knife? I put it up.
Yeah, well, it was laying on there.
Alright, so I'm just cutting her lemon in half for her, so she can squeeze juice of half a lemon in there. And if she needs more, then we still have the other half, depending on how it tastes. We're about ready for some more broth. Yeah, normally rice is a 2-to-1 ratio, so you got 2 cups of liquid to 1 cup of rice. Risotto is a 4-to-1 ratio. There's 4 cups of broth in there. And I guess that's why it takes a little bit longer and you want to go a little slower. As you remember back at the beginning, the rice barely covered the bottom of the pot, about the bottom of the pan, and now with it getting fat kernels up in here. And the reason I keep lifting it up and looking underneath is to make sure that I've got my pan centered on my eye, so the heat's even. So once this is all put together, there's one ingredient I forgot, and that was a pack of stevia, just for a little sweetness to counteract the saltiness and the acid from the lemon and all that good stuff. It makes it taste really good. So once you get all this mixed in, the official taster will take it and she'll probably add salt to it, and
Salt?
maybe
Not with capers.
maybe a little more lemon juice, but she'll have to taste it. I brought one over here so I could do it for the risotto. We must put it in the sink. Alright, time for another ladle. Get the rice back in there. We're getting down to the last couple ladles. So we're on the home stretch. So I got maybe 2 more.
You jinxed it with the salt.
What do you mean I jinxed it?
It needs more salt.
Well, yeah, I know that. I've always had a little bit of salt. I might want to get a little lemon juice. Alright.
That lemon is really good.
Salmon's been resting. She ladled the broth over the top, or the marinade over the top of it, so it's just glistening, nice and firm. And she broke off a piece somewhere, and it had to be eaten. Didn't want it to go to waste. Put that back over there. Now we're cooking with gas.
Put them on, please.
Oh. And if you want to, go ahead and hit them with that liquid again.
Do I need any more zest in it before I do
I
that?
don't think so.
It doesn't look any good, did you say?
Yeah, baste them again.
Like maybe a tablespoon?
Yeah.
Maybe not that much.
Yeah. There we go. Now we're looking like, starting to look like risotto. I keep wanting to throw the liquid to it, but I need to wait until it absorbs what's there first. That's how I ended up with gluggy risotto that time, is I was like, no, I can go ahead and put it in there now, it's good. Because once they start bursting, there's nothing you can do. I mean, it's still edible and it still tasted good, it just wasn't right. I think that's it. Delicious. So now, go ahead and squeeze in a little bit of lemon juice. this pan over here, we're going to put some olive oil. There's a couple of circles already. Come back. There you go. That's good. And butter. And the olive oil will help the butter, keep the butter from burning. Hopefully. Just want to mix those together. Beautiful. And we're fixing to go in with the last little bit of broth. The grains should be, yep, they just have a slight, just a little bit left in the center. So before you add the last little bit of your broth, you want to taste them and see where they're at as far as their doneness is concerned. Because you might be there and you don't need that much more broth. Like this, for instance, I'm not putting a whole ladle, I'm leaving about half a ladle in the pan because it's so close to being done. And I don't want to overdo it, but we'll see. So for our mushrooms and our broccoli, since we're going to do this kind of quickly like a stir fry, I'm going to season the oil in the pan. So whenever I put the stuff in there and we start tossing it around, the oil and the butter are seasoned already, and we're just trying to coat the vegetables and heat them through, and then they're done. Not a lot of fuss and muss. So this is crushed red pepper flake. There's nothing else we've cooked has any type of spice in it, except for the guacamole, but we're not eating the guacamole today. Well, maybe
snack later.
Might be later, yeah. A little snack later. So crushed red pepper flake. Since it's mushrooms, I do a little extra salt, and probably still won't be enough, but whatever. And of course some black pepper. About half as much black pepper as salt. And then we mix that around. That'll flavor the oil and the butter. Back to our risotto. Well, it absorbed that pretty quick, didn't it? Get a kernel. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go in with the rest of the broth. So that's the rest of the broth. We'll squeeze in the other half a lemon. That's looking good. Mix that around. Now we're going to get this creamy texture that's starting to come out from the starches. We're going to mix in our asparagus. All we're doing with the asparagus is just heating it up, kind of like the other vegetables. And then our Parmesan cheese. Parmigiano Reggiano. Alright, now, after the last little bit, mix the Parmesan and the asparagus in. Crank the heat up on this pan right here, because we're fixing to bust off in that one here in just a second. The risotto is about finished. Just going to have to add one more little dollop of butter just to kind of glisten it all up. Bring everything together. So we'll put a little dollop there, a little dollop there, and a little dollop there. That looks delicious. Then we're going to give it a taste. Probably add a pinch of salt, or 2 or 4. Alright, a little salt at the end. Mix that in. Go ahead and turn the heat off. Let the residual heat from the eye take us to the finish line. Goodness gracious. Okay. Now we're going to get a taste of it right quick. Yes. Just yes. That's all you can say. Don't think it needs any more salt. What you tell me?
Oh, it's perfect.
That's good?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh my God.
So now the risotto is done. We'll just let it sit there. The heat is turned off. Coming over here. Trying to get everything ready for plating. And we're fixing to toss our vegetables. You can smell that crushed red pepper flavor.
Oh, that smells good.
So this goes in there.
No mushrooms stay in there.
Yeah.
A little better.
So a single layer, everything that's touched the bottom down there picks up that butter and the oil with all the seasonings. Just mixing it around. All else fails, add more butter.
You need more than that.
No. You got your plate. And mushrooms and broccoli absorb liquid pretty quick until they start to release it. Need a spoon for the risotto, please. Just something to scoop it out over there. Quick and easy, down and dirty type deal with the broccoli and the mushrooms. This risotto, guys, it's yummy, yummy, delicious. Here in just a second, we're going to plate up and we'll be done. So we'll show you all the finished product first. Yeah. Yes. Sorry. We're getting there. Something about a white button mushroom is just so delicious. Still need to be better. Okay. All right. Gonna finish up. Switch over. To our plate, a bit of rice with the asparagus, risotto with asparagus in it. Right on top of that, we'll put our salmon. Make sure to scoot that over just a little bit. Let that salmon just kind of sink down into that risotto. Look at that. Spin it around. And with our mushrooms and broccoli, dot it around on this side. Then we're going to let the best plate presenter in the house take over from there. She's going to doctor it up a little bit. Oh, a little bit of sauce. The sauce is just, it's like a creaminess, kind of goes along with the risotto. So I'll put a line of that right down the middle. All yours, babe. A little bit of garnish. And that's dill, so you can eat it. What's that old adage? Don't put it on the plate if you can't eat it. Some dried edible flowers. I believe. Whoops. That is it. So that's whiskey glazed salmon with lemon risotto and asparagus and sauteed broccoli and mushrooms with a caper and dill sauce over the top. Any questions, class? Well, guys, I appreciate everybody stopping by.
Yep.
Stopping in. Didn't last 3 hours this time, so I'm happy about that. But Herbie, Kat, Gabby, appreciate y'all stopping in. Oh, I saw somebody else in there. Oh, I did. Yep, I guess not. Must be seeing things. Guys, appreciate y'all stopping by. We'll see y'all next time. I just gotta remember how to stop the stream.
Every week.
Every week. Let's see. Yep, that's it. Alright.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here. Bye.